Happy Easter. Welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. I know we're a little late tonight. I did a hike today. We actually did have some clear sky for a little bit today. But a lot of cirrus around. The cumulus kind of stayed to the north, but you can see the cirrus was in and out, but we did have a break. Now, if you're to the north of the area, you didn't have to deal with any of that cirrus. But that cirrus is coming from the next low pressure system that you can see. Yep, here we go again with another shot of Pacific moisture. We're going to talk about that. But first, let's talk about the beautiful day we had today for Easter. Like I said, we had some clouds, and then the clouds kind of parted, and we had sunshine. So, yeah, I did actually get to the Pines today. You can see here. Did actually make it to the Pines. It was quite beautiful. Really, the sky was actually pretty interesting. As we got toward the afternoon, we had these, like, cirrocumulus streaky clouds across the air. I was in Calverton again. I didn't take a video, but really cool-looking cirrus clouds that we had in the sky. Here's another shot of that. I mean, that's pretty cool looking. I mean, so it was a pretty nice day, a very warm day. So let's go over what we have. It's still mild out there right now. It's still pretty mild, actually. Temperatures are still in the mid-50s here in Nassau County. 54 at Farmingdale. Our Islip's cooled down to 48. West Hampton's cooled down to 41. And it's cooled down in the mid-40s in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. Let's take a look at our highs today. And you'll see highs got, low 60s again. Well above normal. Low 60s pretty much everywhere with the west wind. No sea breeze anywhere. Lows ranging from the mid-30s in the coldest spots to the mid-40s elsewhere. But other than that, a pretty nice day. Not as windy as it's been, and definitely mild and spring-like. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, because this week's going to be cold and rainy and just wet and gloomy. You can see, pretty warm out. Got into the low 60s there at Islip with the west-northwest wind. No sea breeze out there at all whatsoever. So let's look at our statistics for the day. And I should have said Long Island Weather Update and Outlook, because we're going to go over the longer range on this update as well. So 61 for a high, a low of 40 at Islip. The high was 9 degrees above normal, 7 degrees above normal for the day. We're now at 9.54 inches of rain. Again, wettest March on record. And we'll talk more about the monthly statistics at Islip tomorrow night. High of 62 and a low of 47 at Central Park, 7 degrees above normal there. So, yeah, a really warm day. But that is all going to change because you see here on the satellite what we have coming, another atmospheric river from the Pacific again. And lots of moisture coming up here. That's going to be bringing a very wet, unsettled week to the whole area. And it's going to suck. We're not going to see the sun at all. And it's going to be rain chances out almost every single day because of this big mess of a system here that we have coming up. I mean, let's look at it on the daylight satellite loop. You can see that mess. Lots of clouds throughout the entire country because of this. Again, no surprise there. Let's see if we could do a water vapor. I'd like to do a water vapor one. Let's see. So I wish they just have one water vapor one, but they only have, I don't know why they have like all these different kinds. They're all colored water vapor, but you can see the moisture that's coming up. And we'll visualize this when we get to the models. So let's look at our weather map, and you'll see here, stalled frontal boundary. Look at all these lows. This is what we get to deal with all week this week. So let's go to the models now, and first start with the general pattern here that we are going to be entering in. So we'll first start with the jet stream here on the GFS. Here's the 18Z GFS. See that trough in the southwest, so it kind of cuts off. See a kinked up jet stream here, crazy kinked up jet stream, and that means lots of moisture making its way across the country. There's a trough that sets up in the east, sort of, and then as we head into April, you'll start to see some ridging starting to develop in the east here. So if we look at the upper air, you'll see what we have. So, and you see there's a very strong block in Greenland. No really bit of cold air coming from that, but that's going to favor troughing in the east and a very deep trough Wednesday into Thursday. And this could bring some snow up into northern parts of New England. I don't think we'll see it here, but it's going to be pretty chilly. And then as we head into next week, you start to see that some ridging develop in the east. And as far as the day of the eclipse, which is Monday, it looks like we do have ridging. It's hard to really forecast that far out, but it looks decent. At least the eclipse is going to be next week and not this week. And again, the areas that are going to have totality are going to be, a few hundred miles away from here. So not that close, but, if you can drive up there, that's great, but there's no public transportation being provided. It's funny how they say use public transportation on the signs, but yet they're not providing any public transportation up there. So let's look at the European model. Go over to the European next. We do the AI or we'll do the AI. The AI goes further out on the 18Z run. So let's see if we see any differences here. Euro's a little bit different, but still similar look for next week. Ridging generally taking place, though it does show more troughing returning in the middle of the month. So there you go. You got to look at what we can expect. So let's now go to the surface, and I'll bring it back to the GFS here. And let's go to the surface. So you'll see the unsettled nature. We got a stall front. Lows are going to ride along. And a weak system for tomorrow, so I don't expect as much rain tomorrow. Tuesday could be more rain. Wednesday is probably going to be the wettest day of all. That low developing right on top of us. And you can see how close the snow comes to our area. And there's going to be snowfall upstate from that. And then the low kind of just hangs around and kind of cuts off. You see Thursday, it kind of just cuts off and takes its time and keeps us unsettled, at least in the clouds. We probably won't be getting as much rain, but we'll still be dealing with instability showers, maybe snow showers upstate. Still for the weekend, kind of hangs on, and then it finally slowly pushes off by Sunday. And then as we get into Monday, you see that high pressure over us, which would hopefully mean clear skies for eclipse viewers in the east. And then further out, you can see we got another possible storm rain event there. But showing you the 700 to 300 humidity from this, you'll see that river of moisture that's going to advect into the area. There's Wednesday, and then finally you can start to see some drying as we get to third, but still a little bit of moisture hanging around. And that's going to keep us rather unsettled, maybe even into Saturday a little bit, before we finally get rid of this. So let's take a closer look at what we can expect now that you've looked at these storm systems. Well, actually, let me just, I'll just stick with what I've got right now. So let's look at the HRRR. Here's the HRRR run here. I'll show you what it's going to do for tomorrow. Now, HRRR has most of the rain going off to the south tomorrow. Most of it's going to be in the late morning to early afternoon hours. The evening should be drier, though there could be some sucky drizzle around. And then for Tuesday is when we're going to watch some more rain come into the area. And that's going to be more of a steadier rain on Tuesday. You can definitely see it's going to be, it may not be pouring rain, but it's going to be definitely a steadier rain on Tuesday. So if we look at the total accumulated precip here, just through this period here, see most of the rain is falling off over New Jersey. Right, so the HRRR seems to think the heavier rain stays to the south. However, the NAM obviously has other ideas. So we have the NAM 3 in, and the latest run too, because we're coming on later. So the NAM's got a similar idea with the precipitation tomorrow. But Tuesday is definitely going to be the wetter of the 2 days, wetter than tomorrow. And then you'll see here, this is as far out as we've got on the NAM out to Wednesday, but it's going to continue all week long. If we want to go a little further out, you can see that rain that we're going to be getting on Wednesday. So let's look back at the GFS here. And again, kind of showing you all the rain that we're going to be getting here. So by the time this is all said and done, I'll move this over to Friday. All right. As far as total precipitation goes, we could see another possibly around 2 to maybe even 3 inches of rain between these systems. We all know how the models underdo it. All right. And then upstate is where you're going to get the snow. Now, just take these snow maps with a grain of salt because they're 10 to 1. All right. But you can see here to the north, there are going to be areas that will be getting possibly a foot of snow. I don't think anyone's going to see 2 feet of snow, But there's going to be snow ups then. Boston might even get some snow. Boston's hardly get any snow this year, so they may still have a chance at it, perhaps, but it may not make it to the coast. So I'm thinking it's mainly going to be inland and north, and probably not at the coast. The air is just not cold enough for that, you know. So I'm going to stick with the GFS here as we look at our dew points and wind flow. I'm not going to go to the HRRR tonight. Sorry for those people who want to see the HRRR. But you'll see here we got that easterly wind tomorrow. And you can see stall front. You can see the warmer air out of the south. So we're on the cold side of that stall front. East winds for Tuesday. We stay on the cold side of it for Wednesday. And then into Thursday, we start seeing a westerly wind, which should hopefully bring in somewhat drier air. But we have that cyclonic flow. Westerly winds, again, for Friday. Weekend northwesterly wind. But you notice the air, these dew points aren't that low. So this is an Arctic air. So that's why we're not going to see snow down to the coast. This is just polar air. So looking at temperatures, this is our last warm day because tomorrow it's going to be a lot cooler. Temperatures are probably only going to make it to the mid to upper 40s. And then as far as tonight, it probably won't cool down that much with the clouds approaching. And then we're stuck in the clouds from then. And then doing pretty much gloomy. Tuesday, low 40s perhaps at certain times. See how close that warm front possibly makes it to South Jersey on Wednesday. And then we'll start seeing a little bit of temperature increase as we get toward Thursday. But it will be below normal this week, mid-40s, and then upper 40s for the weekend. So not really getting all that warm. We'll probably have to wait until maybe the week of the eclipse before we start seeing some more spring-like weather returning as far as temperatures go. So now we've been through all that. Let's look at some of the other models like the Icon. Let's see what the Icon is doing with all this rain. So there's your first system. Again, we'll see to the south tomorrow. And then a more substantial system for Tuesday. It looks like that's a more substantial system right there. And then we're getting into Wednesday now. You can see, again, that's Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to be dealing with the rain and heavier rain. I think the heaviest rain is going to fall on Wednesday with that low that forms on top of us. And then there could be lingering showers on Thursday. So I mean, literally every day of the week. Maybe Friday we finally won't have any rain chances. But every day this week we're going to have rain chances. It's gonna suck. All right, that's the bottom line. It is gonna suck, and you're not gonna see much sunshine at all. I can show you the RGM clears the skies here. You'll see. Not gonna see much in the way. Tomorrow overcast. Tuesday overcast. Now, if you're in Maine, you won't have to deal with any of this. But once Wednesday comes along, that's when you're gonna start to deal with the snow. So. I want to go further out with the skies. We can look at the GFS here. I mean, pretty much going to be socked in all week here. Even Friday, maybe it starts off sunshine, but you're going to have that instability. Saturday, instability. Maybe we finally get rid of it a little bit on Sunday. And this is Monday. Tuesday, may have to deal with high clouds. I don't know. It's a ways out. So we're not even going to go there right now. You get the general idea that this week is going to suck. All right, and go to windy.com next and take a look at the wind situation. I don't think we're going to have too much of a wind situation at any time this week. All right, it does get a little breezy as we get toward Wednesday. It's showing wind gusts up to 26. That's nothing terrible. That's Tuesday. Wednesday is the day that when that storm forms, that we'll have to possibly watch out for some stronger winds. Yeah, gusting to 46 here. So that might be our next possibility of wind advisory type weather. And then on the back side of the storm, it'll also be breezy, as you see here, wind gusts into the 30s. So, yeah, again, with the wind. Lastly, we'll go and take a look at our visibility meter, which kind of shows you what's going to be happening, so you can visualize the rain. So here we are tomorrow. You can see that rain mainly off to the south. Doesn't have any sucky drizzle over us tomorrow. That's good. Tuesday, we're going to be in the rain. That's going to be a wet day. Wednesday, we're going to be in the rain for sure. And then Thursday, we may still have to deal with a little sucky drizzle and light rain showers. And then maybe Friday, we'll finally not have to deal with any of it. So we've got 4 wet days in a row. Tomorrow being the least wet of them. So I guess that's pretty much what we have for you when it comes to that. Let's just lastly go over the Climate Prediction Center outlook. 6 to 10 day has us near normal with the above normal in the middle of the country and well below normal in the southwest. Precipitation, it actually has well below normal, which is kind of odd considering all the rain that we're about to get here. But this is the 6 to 10 day. I think this is beyond. This is from April 6th to 10th. So it will be drier in that period. Once we go to 8 to 14 day, then there's a good chance of above normal temperatures in the east, along with normal precipitation. So that's pretty much what it looks like. I hope you had a great Easter and enjoyed today's nice weather because, again, this week is going to suck. So thank you for watching and have a good night.